Hi, so I'm back with another video that should have been just an audio clip because I can't get the microphone on my laptop to work and I can't figure out how to make an MP3 with my phone, so I know how to make videos with my phone. So that's what I'm doing to answer a question that I received from an Anon in response to me begging for attention the other night. So a lovely Anon has asked me, what is my favorite line in one of my fics? And ooh, when I first read this, I like panicked. Well, I didn't panic, but I was like, I can't answer that. But I tried to answer it. I'm still trying to answer it because answering that would require me to go back and read a bunch of fics that I have written in the past, and I don't like doing that. I don't find myself to be a very good writer. I certainly wasn't a very good writer when I first started writing any, fic. I know I've improved, but I haven't improved that much. I haven't improved in the way that I want to because I don't have time to. But still, apart from that, I don't like reading things I've written before because there's an emotional and mental disconnect from that time and now, and I just I don't know, I get really embarrassed and self-conscious with myself at myself when I'm reading stuff that I've written. So anyway, I tried to read some stuff, and I didn't fail completely, but I also did not really find probably the lines that you wanted me to find. I'm not gonna read anything pornographic, although with the right encouragement, maybe in the future I will. With the right encouragement, I might. So anyway, I did find a couple things. Mostly they're from the fic Dress Up. If you're not familiar with that, it is. So it's Kageyama and Hinata doing a little role playing, and Hinata has procured a research assistant getup and has convinced Kageyama to be his morally loose professor. And the fic is super silly. I wrote it in an hour, and it's just it's so dorky. But it's fun. I had fun writing it, and I still like parts of it. So there's a part in there where Hinata is trying to be all sciencey, and he's just, I don't really know what his intentions were at the time, aside from just trying to sound like he does a lot of chemistry. And he's saying something to Kageyama. I don't really remember the context, and Hinata says, "I'll be Bunsen burning some petri dishes." And then Kageyama says, "I don't think that's a thing, because it's not a thing." And there's another line in here where Hinata says, let me find it. Oh, so Hinata also bought a case of those disposable bulb pipettes. I don't know if any of you work in labs or know what those are. They're just little plastic things. They're pipettes, little plasticky things with a sharp point on the end of them. And so Hinata whips one out of his pocket because he had to buy props. Of course you have to buy props to role play. I'm not speaking from experience, unfortunately. But I think Hinata just died. She's fine. Hold on a second. There's noises. Someone just jumped into the laundry hamper and couldn't get out. Okay, so anyway, so the pipetting. So Hinata pulls a pipette out of his pocket, and Hinata gets all scared, like, "What you doing with that sharp pointy thing you got there?" And Hinata says, "Oh, it's a pipette, for sciencey things, in case I want to practice my pipetting." So the practicing my pipetting thing actually was said to me by my boss when I first started work in the lab that I work at now. And at the time, I was brand new to science. I got a degree and I got a bachelor's of the arts and psychology degree, meaning I had no prior science experience when I entered the lab I work in. So my boss saying that I need to practice my pipetting meant absolutely nothing to me. And he kept saying it over and over again, and it was just this like ridiculous adage. I don't think it's an adage, but it just, every time I saw him from then on, I would just think, like, I gotta practice my pipetting. I need to set aside some time to practice my pipetting. And I seriously had no idea what that meant. I know what it means now, but I feel like, so in the fic, I see Hinata as a guy who would, like, glom onto one aspect of just, like, a realm of like, in the realm of science, and he'd just repeat it over and over again. As he would with, like, anything, I guess. But, so yeah, he wants to practice his pipetting is one of my favorite lines, just because it came from real life. There's a lot of noises going on right now outside, and whatever, the cats will keep me safe. So, there's that. Also, so in, Dr. Kageyama, sorry, I have to move my phone around. It's propped up on my laptop. So in Dr. Kageyama, when Hinata accosts Kageyama at the bar, he is drunk and makes fun of Kageyama for apparently drinking milk, which was, I think it was like a white Belgian, white Russian, some drink made with milk. And then Dr. Kageyama says, I'll buy you dinner as an apology if you remember this. And then Hinata gets all offended. He's like, you can't buy me. You think you're all fancy with your milk and your doctor money. And then Kageyama informs him that he is a professional athlete, implying that money probably shouldn't be that fancy to someone who is a professional athlete. But I like the milk and your doctor money part. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't think it's funny. It's okay. It's okay. And finally, another line in Binding Problem is when they were all at the sports banquet and they're eating, and Shita catches Hinata sneaking a piece of pizza off of his plate, but he's scooting it off with a cookie. That is one of my favorite things. Oh, okay, well, what is said is, Shita looks at him and he goes, Hinata, that is the fattest thing I've ever seen. And that was actually said in real life by Derek, I think, or my friend Fitz. I can't remember, but it was said to Derek's sister, who was trying to sneak a piece of pizza covered with Cheetos onto someone else's plate with a cookie. And that is definitely the fattest thing I think anyone could ever see, is someone doing that. So that's always, that just worked its way into the dialogue in Binding Problem. And a lot of things that Derek says, I think, make their way in there in one way or another. He says a lot of funny things. He doesn't know he's funny. He's one of those people who has no idea how hilarious he is. So I like to use that to my advantage. By the way, Derek is my life partner. I don't know if you know that. He and I have been together for almost 10 years now, so he's great. Okay, so there's that. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm not reading off any porn, and if that was your intention for me to do so, encourage me, trick me into doing it, I guess. I don't know how you do that. Just ask, perhaps. Ugh. Please don't ask. That would be embarrassing. Oh god, that'd be so bad. Alright, so yeah, those are my favorite lines, and I also wanted to address another ask I got today, this morning, by an Anon, who said that if they had the money, they would pay me to write an entire chapter of Hinata just singing Wrecking Ball into a hairbrush. And if you don't know, that is in response to a post I made a couple days ago. where I said that the next chapter of Binding Problem would just be Hinata singing Wrecking Ball into a hairbrush. That wasn't as random of a thought as it might have seemed, because, and this kind of ties into the video I made last night. If you didn't watch that, you don't have to. I was asked where I get some of my inspiration from, and I was talking about songs that inspired certain chapters. And one of the, I didn't mention this, I should have, the song Little Lion Man actually inspired the last part of the last chapter. And if you reread it and if you know the lyrics of Little Lion Man, you might realize, okay, yeah, I pretty much stole a lot of this, the narrative from their lyrics. But okay, so that's not usually a song I would listen to. In fact, a lot of the songs I do get inspiration from are not songs I would normally listen to, which is weird. I don't know where that's from. And so, Hinata, chill the fuck out. Hinata's freaking out behind me. So, I was listening to that for a while, and then my friend who works in the lab with me heard me listening to it obsessively, and then he pointed me in the direction of this Wrecking Ball Little Lion Man mashup. So now I've been listening to that obsessively, and it's, if you haven't heard it, I've got a thing for mashups. I think a lot of people do. I don't know what phenomenon that is. It'd be cool to look at, like to you know, study it a bit. And it's a really cool mashup. It's Miley Cyrus's lyrics and Mumford & Sons music. Stop distracting me. And so with the seriously, stop it. So thinking of Hinata with the Little Lion Man song, and then mashing it with Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, I don't know, imagined Hinata singing that song, and I just threw out that, I don't know, I was feeling lonely, I guess, and I just wanted to tell people what I was thinking about. And honestly, this might be weird to mention, but Libby, slash Bringing Trasher, I think that's how you say her name, when I was thinking of Hinata singing into his hairbrush, I was imagining her art style at the time. I don't know if this exists, and I don't know if anyone has, like, drawn this. I feel like I didn't just, like, conjure this image from nothing. But anyway, so yeah, Libby, I was thinking of you when I was thinking about Hinata singing. And I'm sorry if that's weird and creepy, but I can't stop thinking it. It's just, it's your amazing art style paired with Hinata singing. Which makes me think that maybe you did draw something related to that at some point, and it just stuck with me in a subconscious way. So I think that's it. I think I can stop talking now. Yes, I think that's it. Okay, thank you for your asks, and I'm sorry it's a video. I'm sorry I'm forcing my face on you and my weird voice on you, and I'm sorry my cat was fucking shit up. But, okay. Thank you again.